All, welcome to Programmers World. Myself Harish. If you are first time watching the videos in our channel, then I will give a short intro of it. So this channel completely deals with learning programming languages simple and efficiently. So if you are here to learn various programming languages in simple and efficient way, do subscribe to our channel and watch the videos and enjoy it. So let's get into the video. So in the last video we saw about the list data type and what is about the list data type and some of the functions, and we saw in detail. So we'll be saying much more detail about the list data type, the various functions present in it, how to manipulate the elements in the list. So everything we'll be taking a deeper look. So we'll see one by one. So in this video we are going to see about some of the important functions used in the list data type. So to classify it, we can classify the set of functions that are available to use in the list data type into three types. One category is to get the information about the list, and the other category is to manipulate the elements of the list, and the next category is to order the elements in the list. So to get the information about the list, we are having three functions. One is the len function, that is to get the number of elements that is present in the list, and the other one is the count function. So that count function, what it does is it returns the number of occurrences present in the for that particular item present in the list. And the index function, so this index function, what it does is it returns the index value, that is the first occurrence index of the particular element that we have specified. So I'll just show a sample of how to implement these functions. So I'll be opening the Python interpreter. So let me create a list equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. So like this I am creating it. Now what I will be doing is, so first length, so length of list. So it will be returning how many elements are present. So totally 4 elements are present. So it will be returning the length of the list. And then suppose if I give list equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 10, 1, 1, 3. So like this I have defined. So now what I will be doing is I will be implementing the count function. So count function, as I said, what it would be returning is number of occurrences of the specified element. Suppose if I give 10, it would be returning name error, name count is not fine. Okay, we need to specify the list value, list dot count of 10. So list dot count of 10, we will be getting how many occurrences of this element 10 has been occurred. So count of 10. So if you want, we can search for any element. List dot count of 1 will be returning the number of occurrences. And then if you have multiple occurrences, when we use list dot index of 10, we will be getting the first occurrence index, where the first occurrence of that element has been occurred. Index of 1, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So index 5, the first occurrence of element 1 has occurred. So this is the functionality of index elements. So we will be getting value error. When means if the specified element is not present in the index, then we will be getting value error. So whenever we are trying to use the index method, we need to check whether the item is present in the list or not by using the in operator. So okay, let me just show the error. Okay, I will just create this list here. So list equal to 1, 2, 1, 3, 4. So I have defined this list. Now print list dot index of 1. So I'll save this code and run it. Okay, so py, I have negated the path py test.py. So we get the error, descriptor index for list objects doesn't apply to an int object. Okay, we get an error like descriptor index. Let's see what's the error. Okay, sorry, I didn't, there is a mistake in the variable list, so list.index. Now it will be correct. So the index is 0. Okay, now I will be showing the value error. How we will be getting the value error? So now list equal to 1, 2, 1, 3, 4 I have given. If I try to get the index of 5, so the element 5 is not present in this list itself. So let's see what we get. So we will be getting value error. 5 is not in the list. So every time when we use, we need to check whether the particular element is there or is not there in the list when we are trying to use the index operation. So I'll just show how to use that. So if 5 in list, then I will be printing the list of index, else I will be printing element not available in the list. Okay, so let me run the code. So element not available in the list. So we get the error. Sorry, we get the statement as element is not available in the list. So this is how we can use the in operator for checking whether the element is present in the list or not. So this is about the functionalities to get the information about list, length, count and index. And then the next thing that we are going to see is to manipulate the elements of the list. So to manipulate the elements of the list, we are having some different functions. So for inserting, removing, for extending. So for these kind of operations, we are having some separate functions assigned. So we will see one by one the function. So the first function is the append function. So the append function is mainly used to add an item to the list, and it adds the newly added item to the last index. That is, if the list contains 5 elements, at the index 6, the new element would be added. So it would be adding the item at the last index. So we can use the append function to add the item at the end of the list. Okay, so let me just show a new quick demo. Okay, I'll be opening the interpreter. So now what I will be doing, list equal to 10, 20, 30. So this is my list. Now what I will be doing, list dot append of 200. So when I try to print the value of list, I'll be getting the value 200 inserted at the last index. So this is the functionality of append. We are having another method called as index. The purpose of this index method is to insert an element at a particular index. When we don't want to insert the element at the last index and we want to insert at a particular index, like when we want to override it or insert at a particular index, in that case we can use the insert method. So it acts like a overriding functionality also. I'll just show how. So suppose what I'm having here is list of, so I'm having a list 10, 20, 30. Now what I'm going to do is list dot insert at index 1. So how the syntax is, insert method first it accepts 2 arguments. So at the first argument is we need to pass the index value. So index, what I want is 50. So now when I try to print the value of list at index 1, what it will be coming is 50 would be coming and the remaining elements would be moved further. So previously at index 1 20 would have been there, so now it gets overridden and the index 1 value would be now 50. It doesn't mean that override means 20 would be replaced with 50. It's not like that. That when the element which was present at index 1 would be moved towards the right hand side. So this is how index. Suppose one thing to be noted here is I have given a point like if the specified index is greater than the max index, then the element will be inserted at the last position. We will not be getting index out of bounds error like that. If the specified index is smaller than the minimum index, then element will be inserted at the first position. I'll just show a demo. Okay. So now what we are having here is, so we are having a list. So the maximum position is 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So at the index 4 is only the maximum value. So if I want to insert at index 7, 5, 70, it will not be throwing error, and when I try to print the value of list, it will be printing at the last index. Similarly for lower indexes also. So if I try to print list of, so I think minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. So if I get the value of minus 7 or like minus 8, it would be inserting, and when I try to print the value of list, it would be inserting the value 570 at the starting position. So when the value is lower, when the index that you are specifying is lower than the minimum index, in that case what would be happening is it would be printing at the starting position. It will be taking the starting position, and when we provide a index value that is greater than the maximum limit index of the given list, and in that case it will taking the position as last index. So this is about the insert functionality. So the difference between append and insert is like this only. In list, when we add any element, it will be coming in the last, that is, it will be the last element, whereas in the case of insert method, in list we can insert any element at a particular index number. So this is the difference between append and insert. And then the next method we are having is extend. So this extend method, what the purpose is like, to add all the items of one list to another list. It's simple. When we are having two lists and we want to concat those two lists, that is, we want to add the items of one list to another list, then we can simply use the extend method. Suppose I am having list equal to this one, and I am going to define list 2 equal to 50 comma, or else okay, let me give 50 comma 345 comma 556. So like this. So now list 1 dot extend list 2. So when I give like this, when I try to print the value of list now, what would be getting is, we will be getting the values of list 2 added to the list. So when you don't want to add a particular item and you want to add a group of elements into a list, then we can use this extend method. And then the next method we are going to see is the remove functionality. So this remove functionality is used to remove the specified item from the list. If the item is present multiple times, in that case only the first occurrence will be removed, not all the occurrences. If the item is not present, then we will be getting value error. So it is recommended as when we check for index. As I said, when we are using index method, we need to check for the operation in or not in. That is, whether the element is present or not. Like that, when we are trying to remove an element, we need to check whether, hence before using the remove method, we need to check whether the particular element is present in the list or not by using the in operator. So this is how we can get. So if the specified item is not in the list, we will be getting a value error. So I'll just show the demonstration for the remove method. Okay, now I'm having this list. Now what I'll be doing is list dot remove 570. It gets removed. Now when I try to print the value of list, I get the value and the duplicate occurrence of this 570 will not be removed. As I said, the first occurrence of that element only will be removed. And then when I try to remove a value that is not available itself, in that case we will be getting value error list.remove x, x is not in the list. So we need to specify the element that is present in the list. So before that we need to check to avoid these kind of errors. Okay, this is about the remove functionality. And then next what we are going to see the method is the pop method. So what is the purpose of this pop method is like it removes and returns the last element of the list. So it would be performing the remove operation and it would also be returning an element that is being removed. So it's not that we can remove only the last element. If you want to remove at any particular position, you can specify. So these two are valid. N is a normal list variable for sample. So when we give the pop of index, the element present at this particular index would be removed and that element would be returned. And when we just give simply n.pop, and the last element present in this list n will be removed. So if the list is empty, then the pop function will be raising index error. So this is the only function which manipulates the list, that is performs some insert or remove, performs a remove operation and then returns also. Whereas in the case of remove or extend or append and all, we don't get anything returned. It just manipulates, that is inserts or extends like that only. Whereas it doesn't return anything. Whereas this is the only function we are having to return an element after manipulation. So I'll just show it. So I'm having the list. What is the value of list now? So this is the value. Now when I give list.pop, what I would be getting is I would be getting 556. When I try to print the value of list, 556 would be removed. So if you want to remove at a particular element that is index of 2, then 20 would be removed. So like this also we can remove it. So this is the functionality of pop method. Okay. So the difference between remove and pop is the same. We can use the to remove the special element from the list. So the remove will be specifying a particular element inside that brackets. So that element would be getting removed. Whereas in the case of pop, what would be happening? We can remove the last element, or else we can remove the element by specifying its index value. So it doesn't return any value. The remove method doesn't return any value, whereas pop method would be returning the removed element. So if the special element not available, then we get the value error. That is the element that we are specifying, we are trying to remove. If it is not available, then we will be getting value error. Like in this case, in the case of pop, if the list is empty, then we will be getting index error. Okay. So the last category of element, the functions that we want to use is the ordering the elements of the list. So we are having basically two methods available. So to order the elements present in the list data type. So one is the reverse and the other one is the sort method. So what this reverse method would be doing is it's used to reverse the order of the elements of the list. So I'll just open the interpreter. So this is my list 10, 50, 30, 200. So when I give list, so when I give list of dot reverse, so when I give like this, when I try to print the value of list, it will be printing it in the reverse order. So 345 would be coming first, 50, 570, 200, 30, 50, 10. So it will be coming in the reverse order. This is the simple functionality for reverse. And then we are having another method called as sort. What this sort would be doing is the default or insertion order will be preserved. So it would not be getting reversed on like that. So how it would be sorting is according to the default natural sorting order only. So if it is numbers means it would be printing like in the ascending order 1 2 3 like that. So in that ascending order, if it is a string means using the alphabetical order. So this is the basic default natural sorting. So that only this sort method would be doing. So suppose in this list I am having list.sort. So when I give and try to print the value of list, it sorts in the ascending order of the numbers. When I give characters, it would be our alphabets or words, it would be taking the first character and then sorting it out. So suppose I am giving a equal to dog, apple, banana, cat. So if I give like this, and when I try to a dot sort, so the using the first character of each letter. So a is the first thing, so a would be getting sorted, and when I try to print the value of a, so it would be coming in alphabetical order. So this is how the sort method would be working basically for integer and character types of thing. One of the thing to be noted in the sort method is, so to use the sort function, compulsory list should contain only homogeneous elements. We know list supports heterogeneous elements, that is, it can have data type like int, string combined or int float combined like that. In the case of using the sort method, when you are trying to use the sort method, it is compulsory that only homogeneous elements are allowed. Otherwise, if you don't use like that, then you will be getting type error. So I'll just show sample. Suppose in my list a equal to, let me have a list like 10 apple 40, like this I am having. So when I try to print, it is accepted, list accepts heterogeneous object, but when I try to use the sort method, it will be throwing the comparison operator not separated between instances of string and int. So this cannot be performed. And one more thing to be noted is, in Python 2, if a list contains both numbers and strings, sort function first sorts the numbers followed by string. But in Python 3 it is invalid, because in Python 2 heterogeneous elements are allowed to sorted. But from Python 3 what they have done is, we should not allow to sort the list when the list contains heterogeneous elements. List can be sorted one and only when homogeneous elements are present. And then to sort in reverse of default, we need to use the sort method, but we need to print the elements in reverse. We need to do reverse sorting using this default sort method. How we can achieve this is, the sort method accepts a parameter like reverse. It accepts 0 argument. It also accepts 1 argument, where it accepts an argument as reverse. When you give reverse equal to true, it would be reversing the elements. When we be giving, so we can now sort according to the reverse of the default. So when you give reverse equal to false, it would be doing the normal sorting. So I'll just show it. Okay, so let me have what I'm having in list. Okay, I'm having the list in sorted order. So now what I'm doing is, list.sort of reverse equal to true. In that case, when I try to print the value of list, what I will be getting is, I will be getting it in the reverse order. So reversed. So it gets reversed and printed. Okay. If I use list dot reverse, sort reverse equal to false, in that case what it would be doing is, it would be print taking the default sorting order. Okay, now what I would be doing is I would be appending inserting an list dot insert at index 2 comma 20. So now if I print the value of this, so now it is this kind of order 10, 30, 20. So when I do list dot reverse of sort reverse equal to true, in that case what we will be having is, when I try to print the value of list, what I will be having is, it will be printing in the reverse order. In the reverse order means it's not like it's the reverse method like that. So in the reverse method, what would be doing, if we have this kind of elements 10, 30, the reverse method would be printing like 570, 345, 200, 50, 50, 20, 30, 10. But when we use the reverse argument, that is inside the sort method, when we use the reverse argument of 2, it would be printing in the descending order. That's what I am meaning. So the descending order in the reverse. So 570, 345, 200, 50, 50, 30, 20, 10. So this is the basic functionality for sort and reverse method. So these are all some of the inbuilt methods available in Python for the list data type to perform some operations. So I hope you would have liked this video. In the next video we will be seeing about the mathematical operations, nested list and list comprehension. So these kind of concepts we will be taking a look into it. So please subscribe to our channel and do watch our videos regularly. Thank you for watching.